So today we are looking at SBCs, we're looking at players, and also the challenges that you can grind out. We are very close to Thunderstruck, so you've always got to be very wary. We said pretty much a couple of days ago that EA are going to start dropping SBCs that you probably do want to complete just to get rid of a lot of your club. Now, they have released a massive Icon Matchday pick, they've released a base hero pick, and also, again, more max 89 Icon picks. So they're already starting this market. You look down the list, you got 123 you complete 3 times. You've got the base match pick, 480,000. You've got obviously players that are semi-decent as well. We did get the star performers before this. I think that is exceptional work. Then we obviously have the 82 team of the week. That could be worth the investment. Alongside that, loads of already base hero and icon matchday picks that are still available. Now, definitely more icons than there is heroes, but they did release the Hamshik, the Cordoba, and also a B-Day Pele. So if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. As your ability to be able to grind out. So let's go over them. Firstly, we're going to have a look at these SBCs first. Now, I do think when you do look at a lot of the upgrades, first and foremost, you're going to look at like the team of the week and say like the 85 and 84 upgrade. So the 84 upgrade is pretty much an everyday. You can grind it out. It's normally, 8,000 coins. It is just an gold 11. So common 11 gold and 7 rares. I think personally that is the easiest one to complete. It's an absolute must because it's 2 double upgrades of 84s. There's a chance of walkouts, chance of specials. Now it does seem to be that the kind of the weight on it isn't necessarily crazy for me. It could be for everybody else, but it most definitely is an absolute must. That is probably the best value SBC you can grind out every single day. Commons and a couple of rares, beautiful. The team of the week, I think, is another one. Now, just because team of the weeks are not necessarily in full flow at the moment, we will definitely need them. Now, I'm not saying that these are going to be taken away at any point. I feel like team of the weeks, they always have this in there. The one thing that changes is how expensive it is. So if you do look at it right now, it's going to be an 84 rated team. At this moment in time, 84s are pretty reasonable. At 1.3k a piece, you should be able to get a whole 11 squad for them for 1.3. What you want to do as well, if you're building an 84 rated team, 9 84s, 2 83s, that's the cheapest or easiest way that you could grind it out every single day of the week. So definitely have a look at that, as I believe that is the best way. And sometimes all you have to do is just go into the upgrade as well. So if you go into this one and go completed challenges, once you're verified, you should then be able to see like the AI's best way. So you can see here, sometimes they might throw in 185 and then the rest are like 83s and 84s. In this, they've obviously gone for the 84s, and have they got 283s? Yeah, so they got 183 here, 183 here. Absolutely golden. That's going to be the cheapest way that you can grind it out. Compared to the pack that we have in Provision, which is 3 team of the weeks, 80 to 84 for 40,000 coins, you could grind this out. You could do 3 of them for 39,000 with the ability to get 82 plus, no rating cap, or you could do 4 of them for 52, I think it would be, if you're doing it from absolute scratch. Now everybody's got 84s and 83s, at least some in the club. So I do think that is well worth at least looking if you are preparing for a promo, and Black Friday is probably the one that you want to prepare for. League SBC. I think for me, it's not necessarily a must. I do think it's a great SBC to grind out. We will always have it, and at the moment, we've got the Mixed League coming in at 10,000. We've got the Premium Mix coming in at 24. Now, the Premium's going to be the best one, in my opinion, for packs back, but realistically, most of the value is coming from the Lib and Sud. So what you kind of want to do to be able to get this as an unlimited method is the Bundesliga, the Prem, and the Liga and Eredivisie are pretty much going to be interchangeable, that you could probably grind it out almost indefinitely. The hardest one to grind out indefinitely is going to be the Lib and Sud, because it's just a very difficult SBC to always have an unlimited amount of players. There is a very limited amount of players that you can get, and a lot of them are silvers. So unless you're getting a crazy amount of silvers from them, you're not going to have this unlimited. Whereas golds, you can pretty much get in an abundance. We know Prem, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Liga, and even Eredivisie, just because you don't need them as much, you are going to have a far greater amount compared to your Lib and Sud, and also going to get back in the club the more that you do it. So the main thing is, out of the 2 packs that you get, and I don't know if it's going to tell me here, does it tell me? Oh yeah, right in front of me. You've got the Jumbo Gold Pack and the Prime Electrum Players Pack. As long as you can make 13,000 coins from that, you pretty much can grind this out indefinitely, because that is the whole point of it. So I do think the premium is very, very good value, and same for the mixed. I don't think it's a bad value. It's the exact same premise when you do look at the upgrades. We go into this, and you've got 2 tradable packs again, small prime silver players and a small electrum. Again, you're trying to look at 10,000 coins unless you are grinding these out. But I do think both are going to be well worth having a look at once we get into a promo that is predominantly worth actually grinding out. Then obviously we've got a lot more in the kind of objective, which is going to be in the Asia, I think America, Europe. You've got all of them in... what is it? It's in light. No, it's in campaign, I'm assuming. You get players back from it, and it's not a bad one. We've got the Festival of Foot. So you get the five players back. Again, not terrible for all of them. I don't think it's necessarily a crazy SBC, but I mean, it is potentially worth looking at if there's anybody in here that you want to grind out. For me, obviously, Shesko is going to be the big one that I want to get in. As much as I've already got a evolution of him, I could throw that evolution away and kind of grind for this one, just because of the upgraded stats. And the same for all of them. I don't think David Neres is a bad one. He's already had plenty of evolutions that you can grind out. And in terms of the actual price of each one of them, they are not necessarily too bad when it comes to the others. The Europe one is a bit excessive, which we've kind of gone over before, but when you look at kind of like the Asia, Oceania, Africa and America, it's not necessarily crazy for them. They are quite easy to complete. It is just purely Europe at 138 that is your more expensive one. Now, for what you get back, I would say it's okay. I think you could grind out and you get a little bit of SBC. Look, you might be able to get some people from the packs, but realistically, you're giving up a lot of bronzes, silvers, and a couple of golds each time. So I'd say it's more okay value, and you get some players back. Now, you've only got 4 days to grind that out, so make sure you are having a look at the minimum. One of my personal favorites that they have slowly taken away a little bit of is going to be the campaign pick. I'm a big fan of this just because it was really cheap as one SBC. Now they've raised it to an 85+, which again, it's fair enough. I just think this could have been a throwaway like the 84 double. It could have just been kept at 84. You could still get low rated players, but it was just like an 83 rated team with a team of the week. I'm more than happy to do that. I'll happily do the team of the week each time. I'll bring out an 83 or an 84, even if it was just an 84 team as well. The add-in of the second, as much as it doesn't generate that much value, like you're not necessarily going too crazy, but the 83 rated team is just an extra want for it, and it is just a little bit annoying that you've got to give up 22 players now rather than just finish it off in 11. So as much as I will always keep doing this, as I think the value back is great, I do like it as a gamble, it's a bit annoying that they've kind of thrown away a little bit of that kind of quickness from it, from adding a second team in. They could have easily just kept it as one inform and an 84 rated team. I don't think the 83 at 7.5k is making that much of a crazy difference. So it is one of them that I'm just like, it is what it is. They could have even made it that they added the requirement that it's got to be an 84 rated team, a team of the week, and add 185 in there. I don't see that being that crazy of a difference, in my opinion. Which then leads us to the 85. Again, this one is one that you should always do, but it is going to be difficult to do it every single day. You get, 5 times of this? It's 7k each time. It's an 85 to 87 grind. Like I say, the best thing to always look at with this is going to be what the 85 to 87s are coming in at. So if you manage to get an 87, you could pay for this and you're technically 10k, 3k up from the player. There is special cards in here as well, and there is obviously more players than just the lowest. So you could get like a De Jong, you could get a Reyners, I'm pretty sure is more expensive than the base. Same with the 85s, there could be like a CR7 if he's above the value of the lowest. That's going to be pretty good. It's one of them that I do think is well worth doing. but you're not going to do it 5 times a day. It's one of them bucket lists where you're like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it for like 2 days straight. I've got all 10 done. Brilliant. I've got the SBCs. And then you're just like, well, I've done enough. I haven't got as many players as I need. So you then have to spend coins. I'm kind of against the spending coins on it. It's just one of them that it kind of is what it is. Which then throws us into the more... This is the more gamble side of it. You're paying a little bit extra. You've got 1, 2, 3 on the base hero pick. I don't think it's bad. I always do love a player pick. And you've also got the max 89 base upgrade. Now, for me right now, as much as both of them are not necessarily crazy expensive, with Thunderstruck, if you've been through the Black Friday promo, they give us a lot. We've already got the names of like Bailout, we've already got Maldini, we've already got Pateus, all coming in promo packs, all coming potentially as SBCs as well. I know we've not had any leaks for the SBCs just yet. That's going to be in the next few days. For right now, I would miss out on both of these, purely on the fact that you can do them 3 times, both of them. So you're looking at a combination of about 1 million coins of fodder. I know you don't have to do them all 3 of them, but realistically, the value that you get back from these, if you just held on for literally a week, we could see it tenfold. You could see a 300k SBC come out and you've got the fodder ready to go because you haven't done these upgrades, ready to go into one of them players. Obviously Winter Wildcard was after, but that gave us a Hullet that was like 600,000-700,000. That was an SBC card that stayed pretty much to the end with evolutions. I know he started lower, but we knew that he was still Hullet. He was in-game Hullet and he was well worth grinding out. So I know you could still bring SBCs back, but I'd rather stand on the forefront and really have these ready to go. And it goes with the same with Mbappe. He's, unfortunately, like we say, he's just a little bit above his time. To be honest, if he managed literally to stay, I don't know how long he's got left. He has got 4 days left. So unfortunately, if he literally was in the Thunderstruck era, and we had like a couple of weeks left, there could have been a potential, if you'd been grinding out, that he might have actually been worth it. But I think we worked out at the start that realistically he should be finishing just before Black Friday, or even maybe in the first week, which wouldn't have been enough to get the 3.6 million. So it is a bit of a shame for him, but it's kind of one of them. We have 2 low costs in these 2 players quite easily. Zambo, I think, is great value in my opinion. I think as a future evolution player, we've kind of gone over him quite a bit. I think he might be worth really looking in and seeing what you can get from him. Obviously, he has got an 84, so if you've got the 84 already, it's not that much of a difference if you'd prefer not to do the SBC. So that is just purely based on an evolution basis coming in at some point. Which then brings us to a lot more of the players. I don't know if we're on the second page still. We have got the first base icon match day at 250. Again, we've kind of been up and down with these players, to be honest. At this point now, I think if you've not done a lot of these, like you've got 3 days to grind these out, I don't think they're worth it. As much as the SBC is great, and I know somebody said that Schmeichel's a brilliant keeper to have, I have no arguments with that. Keepers in the game, if you can get an icon keeper, you are sorted at least until Team of the Year, until more than likely the Team of the Year takes over. And if you was to get one Team of the Year, the chances, the percentage is going to be based more on that Team of the Year keeper than it is any other player. You more than likely get the keeper at that point. So I get it. I do think the keeper's well worth it. But me personally, I don't think I would spend 250 of my fodder on a keeper when you can go and get Donnarumma, you can go and get Courtois, and they are just as good. I have no arguments that Schmeichel's not a great keeper. It is the fact that I could literally go and get Courtois for what, like 30,000 coins. I could go and pay it. I could go and try and open packs till I get him. I think I've managed now to get all 3 of them. I've got Donnarumma, Alisson, and also Courtois for the ultimate gauntlet that I would need. I don't need any more keepers now. And then throwing in a Howard, a Dudek from any of the heroes. I think I've managed to get Dudek from the hero SBC. So I've managed to get him already. Icons we've not, but I personally would always go with a base pick. I'm probably now waiting for the actual base hero, base icon pick, completely unlimited, rather than doing any maxes at this point now. So realistically for me, I would look at these. I would go okay value. I wouldn't necessarily say miss. I'd say it's okay value for what you get back because it's not that crazy for icons and they're still pretty much in that value. but I would be looking towards, if I'm being more prepared for Black Friday, I'd probably be looking away from all of these hero icon picks. I think they would be such a drain on what we've got. We've got pre-order icons are getting their upgrades this week, and apparently, I don't know how true it is yet, we've seen some leaks that the pre-order icons are going to be in packs during Black Friday. I'm always interested. It's going to be the upgraded version, so it could give me another chance against somebody a little bit better. We then also have Embuemo at 67,000. I don't think he's terrible value. He's a good card. He's got a slight upgrade. Still kept his game changer. I'd consider him more as like a low cost at 60,000. He's not crazy. Like, he's not over the 100k mark. I think then we look at the other two icons. We've obviously got Vidic, Zambrotta, and Essien versus Figo, Campbell, and Van Persie. Both around that 300 to 340 mark. At this point, unfortunately, like Vidic is phenomenal in the game. I think Vidic would be the only one that I think is very good value for. You could say, okay, for Essien. I mean, you could probably go, Schmeichel's decent compared to the other two. I think Zambrotta as a right back, I don't think you'd need him now, to be honest. As it comes for evolutions, I don't think he's kind of it anymore. Van Persie would be the same. I do like a bit of Figo. I think as a winger, he's definitely up there. Sol Campbell would be very close. I think he would be kind of on that verge. I think they would be the players that I'd personally look at over the others, in my opinion. And that being said, like, Van Persie's great. I don't think they're bad. I wouldn't finish any of them, personally, in my opinion. I just think they are too expensive at this point. I'd rather now wait for the Icon SBCs to become a full swing. We then have Renard, that she's got 7 hours left. I think she's a phenomenal centre-back, so if you can get her grinded out, I do think she's worth it with that Anticipate Plus, unless she gets the Team of the Year again, which is in a few months anyway. She is a brilliant card. We then have Riley. I don't think is a bad one. Possibly would go more towards the okay value more than anything. You really would have to kind of build a team around her. NWSL at the absolute minimum. Parrot, great SBC, again coming in at low cost, but he's definitely up in that must. Well worth your money in my opinion anyway. We then have the Cordoba, the Abide Pele, and the Hamsik at 260. Definitely coming in with a bit more value here. Like, the players that we're looking at are going to be slightly better than your kind of average. If we look at Hamsik, he does have another version already. We have got the ultimate screen with the incisive. We then also have Abide Pele. I don't think we've really had that many SBCs solely to him. He's at 238. So again, another good one. But Cordoba is probably one of the better ones coming in again. 280 for him. Now, if I was to pick for myself personally, I've kind of got my cam in Park Ji-sung. My strikers are all up, so Cordoba would possibly be the one that I'd be looking at here. I don't think any of them are necessarily crazy bad value. Again, quite expensive for the kind of Black Friday coming in, but I don't think they are awful. And we are apparently getting another one between Di Natale and also Hazard. So it is potentially going to be a double. We haven't seen a triple option in that. If that's the case, that's going to be very expensive, but I do like myself a Di Natale or Hazard, so that could be a crazy SBC coming in soon. We also then have Savinho coming in with the FC Pro Live. Again, has the possibility to go up to a 90 if his Pro was to win it, so I think you've got to take that into consideration. Like, 183 is an SBC, very expensive for what he is right now. But the potential of upgrades, the potential of a double playstyle plus in the future, we've got between November and February to grind that. So I do think, to me, for me personally, that SBC really should be kind of quite a considerable amount of time to be able to complete him, as you don't necessarily see the upgrade just yet. Whether it kind of expires just before they start, that's fair enough. I don't know when they're actually fully starting these, so it could be when the first group stage goes. Obviously, you don't want to complete it as he's getting a point, so you know what I mean? Like, EA not going to give you it, like, he's already going to be 87 or 88, so you want to grind him out now. So that is fair enough. I'd say he's decent. In terms of a player, I actually forgot who his Pro is, but if his Pro is likely to go quite far, even if he does get just a double upgrade to an 88, it's going to be a good card, to say the least. He was definitely due that upgrade at some point. We then have the Scottish Trio, 130,000 for all three of them. I think that's a great value. If you consider them each as an SBC, we kind of look at them in between them. You've got, obviously, McLean coming in at 13.8, Tyranny at 31, 85 for a bit of McSauce. I think they are absolutely must. Like, that is a great trio. It takes me back to either was it the Euros? It was either the Euros or the World Cup that we had, where it was kind of like the trio upgrades during footies. It was phenomenal. The Sweden, Denmark SBCs, you just had so many links that you could grind out. I thought it was a phenomenal time. I'm glad that they did something like this, and I'm glad they brought back the Fanta cards. Some of them are incredible. It takes me back to like FIFA 12, packing a man of the match Van Persie, and he was selling for like $8.50. I remember it very clearly. So it is a nice time to have in the game. I think it's a wonderful SBC. We then have Press and Medema. Medema is absolutely up there. Low driven, I think, is an absolute must. If you are loving Pinner at this point, she is exactly the same. She's going to be a phenomenal striker that you can get in, or cam striker. Then you obviously have Press with the finesse shot, can play left wing. If you are obviously doing Riley, I would highly recommend doing her as well. NWSL links, 88 rated, great stats. I think another one that could go into an absolute decent. Which then grinds us out to the final matchday pick. And this is where it gets a bit expensive. As good as the cards are at 487, it's just a bit expensive for me, and I'm not arguing that all three of them are great players. Raul Raul and Drogba as strikers. You obviously have Cannavaro as the centre back with the the Aerial Fortress, the new Aerial Plus. I think is brilliant value for him. He's coming in at 444. You obviously then have Drogba, who is an absolute force, coming in at 430 with the Enforcer Plus, and then Raul as the finesse shot, at 480. All of them are incredible. Don't get me wrong. But I do think, very much like Mbappe at this point, 500,000 coins, cards that you're going to put in is just going to be that slight bit expensive for me for right now. Now, if, like I said, in that SBC, if you're building a past and present Chelsea, who on earth did Cannavaro play for? That is absolutely insane. Was it Inter Milan? Oh my god, I've totally blanked. Italian, whatever, Serie A team. Let me know in the comments. That is bad. Or was it Juve? I don't even know. I'm thinking of Chiellini too much. Or Raul, obviously, in the Real Madrid. Then fair enough. The SBC is great. But if I'm not doing the max base 89, you can get Drogba and Raul from them. Now, they are most definitely some of the better ones you can get, so you probably are not going to get them, but there is the chance in that. I would much rather not do that SBC, more than likely complete the base icon pick that more than likely comes out during Black Friday. That's probably going to be 300,000. I'd rather finish it twice with the chance to get an R9 or a Pele or a Vieira or a Hullet, and maybe get one of these. So it is all relative to the time. At the moment, I do think they're great players, but I just wouldn't say they are worth completing at this moment in time. So close to Black Friday. They have put that out purely to get as much fodder off you as possible. But let me know down below what you think about it. Make sure you like and subscribe on this, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Black Friday coming soon. Peace.